Aries, the universe is presenting you with a profound and paradoxical invitation today, embodied by the guiding energy of the Hanged Man. For a sign whose very essence is forward momentum, whose spirit is forged in the fires of action and immediate results, this card represents a sacred pause. It depicts a figure suspended, hanging by one foot from a living tree, not in agony, but in a state of serene contemplation. This is not a punishment, but a voluntary surrender. The Hanged Man has chosen to invert his world, to gain a perspective that is simply unavailable to those standing upright, rushing through life. For you, Aries, this energy is a direct challenge to your core programming. It asks you to halt the charge, to silence the battle cry, and to find strength not in force, but in stillness. It suggests that the greatest victory of the day will be won not by pushing against a barrier, but by letting go and allowing a new truth to reveal itself in the quiet suspension between what was and what will be. This is your opportunity to see the world's code, like Neo in the Matrix, by stepping out of the frantic flow of cause and effect. The cosmic weather today intricately supports this theme of enlightened surrender, creating a complex dialogue between your impulse to act and the wisdom of waiting. Your ruling planet, the fiery Mars, is blazing through the dramatic and expressive sign of Leo. This placement intensifies your desire to be seen, to perform, to lead with passion, and to receive applause for your heroic efforts. It's an energy that wants to be on stage, roaring with confidence. This creates a significant internal tension with the Hanged Man's quiet, solitary suspension. It's the ultimate cosmic standoff. Your ego, fueled by Mars and Leo, is demanding action and recognition, while your soul, guided by the day's tarot, is whispering for you to retreat and reflect. Simultaneously, the Sun and fellow fire sign Sagittarius illuminates your quest for higher meaning and truth, giving a profound purpose to this pause. This isn't just an empty wait, it's a philosophical journey, a search for a more expansive worldview that can only be found when you stop moving long enough to look up at the stars. The moon in earthy, meticulous Virgo adds another layer, urging you to analyze the details of your situation. This can be a double-edged sword. On one hand, the Virgo moon's discerning eye can help you spot the flaws in your old approach during this period of review. On the other, it can manifest as a nagging inner critic, questioning your inactivity and creating anxiety about all the things you should be doing. Your challenge is to use this analytical energy to observe without judging, to sort through your feelings and plans without succumbing to the pressure to fix everything immediately. Adding to this complex dynamic are Mercury and Venus, both grounded in the pragmatic and disciplined sign of Capricorn. This provides a structural integrity to your thoughts and values. Your communication becomes more deliberate, your affections more serious. This Capricorn influence encourages you to use this Hanged Man pause not for idle daydreaming, but for a serious reevaluation of your long-term goals and commitments. It asks, is the mountain you're so desperately trying to climb really the one you want to conquer? The grand planetary teachers, Saturn in Pisces and Uranus in Gemini, are orchestrating the deeper lessons. Saturn in the watery depths of Pisces is the master of structured surrender, teaching you to dissolve old, rigid beliefs that no longer serve your spiritual growth. This perfectly harmonizes with the Hanged Man, validating the need to let go of control to find a more authentic flow. Uranus in Gemini delivers sudden electric insights that can shatter your old ways of thinking, acting as the very catalyst that forces you into this suspended state, revealing that the path forward requires a completely new map. In your professional and financial life, this energy demands a strategic retreat. It is a powerful day to press pause on a high-stakes project, delay a major launch, or hold off on a significant investment. Your Mars-driven instinct might be screaming that this is a sign of weakness or a missed opportunity, but the wisdom of the Hanged Man suggests the opposite. By stepping back, you gain the invaluable perspective of an observer. Look at your career trajectory from an inverted angle. Are you climbing a ladder that is leaning against the right wall? This is the time to review your budget, not to cut costs frantically, but to understand the story your spending tells about your values. Instead of fighting for a promotion, consider what new skills or knowledge would make you an undeniable asset in the future. Surrendering the need for immediate progress can reveal a more intelligent and sustainable path to success. The most powerful move you can make today is to choose not to make a move, allowing the bigger picture to come into focus. When it comes to love and relationships, the Hanged Man calls for a suspension of judgment and the release of control. If you are in a partnership, this is the day to let go of an ongoing argument or a recurring point of friction. Stop trying to win or to prove your point. Instead, try to see the situation entirely from your partner's perspective. What does the world look like through their eyes? This act of empathetic surrender can dissolve conflict and create a space for profound intimacy and understanding. It's about releasing your grip on how you think things should be and accepting them as they are, which, paradoxically, is often the first step toward positive change. For the single Aries, this energy is an invitation to release the hunt. Let go of the checklists, the timelines, and the pressure to find someone. The most magnetic thing you can do today is to be fully present with yourself. This pause is an opportunity to fall in love with your own life, to understand your own needs on a deeper level. By surrendering the frantic search, you become a calm, self-possessed center of gravity, naturally drawing in connections that are aligned with your authentic self, rather than chasing after those that only fit a preconceived idea. Your health and wellness are intrinsically linked to this theme of release. The tension between your active nature and the call for stillness can manifest physically as tightness in the shoulders, neck, or jaw. Your body is asking you to let go. Practices that alter your physical perspective can be incredibly therapeutic. Consider an inversion yoga practice, or even something as simple as lying on the floor with your legs up the wall. A float tank session could be transformative, offering a sensory deprivation experience that forces a state of deep surrender. Mentally, this is a day for meditation, but not the kind where you force your mind to be silent. Instead, practice observational mindfulness. Watch your thoughts come and go like clouds, without attachment or judgment. This is the mental equivalent of the Hanged Man's pose, allowing you to detach from the frantic inner monologue and find the peaceful space that exists behind it. Hydration is also key, as water helps the body's systems flow and release what is no longer needed. Ultimately, Aries, today's power lies not in what you achieve, but in what you are willing to release. It is a test of a different kind of strength, one that is measured in patience, trust, and the courage to be still in a world that never stops moving. The universe is not sidelining you, it is elevating you by offering a higher vantage point. By consciously choosing to enter this state of suspension, you are not losing time, you are gaining wisdom. You are allowing insights to surface that would have been drowned out by the noise of constant action. This is the warrior learning the profound power of the mystic's trance. True control, you will discover, is found in the art of letting go. What is the one deeply held belief about how your life should be progressing that you have been fighting to maintain? And what might happen if you chose to gently release your grip on it just for today? Let the wisdom of your own inner stillness guide you, and feel free to share the perspective you discover in the comments below. Your journey today is supported by the numbers 4, 11, 23, 38, 45, and 51, which encourage a balance between structured thought and intuitive breakthroughs. The color of the day is deep teal, a hue that merges the calming, reflective qualities of blue with the renewing, insightful energy of green. Wearing or meditating on this color can help you navigate this period of sacred suspension, reminding you that this pause is not an ending, but a profound and necessary moment of quiet transformation before your next powerful beginning. Taurus. The day unfolds under the profound and quiet influence of the Hanged Man. This is not a card of punishment or restriction, but one of enlightened surrender and a radical shift in perspective. Imagine a world turned upside down, where gravity works differently and all the familiar landmarks are suddenly new. This is the invitation being extended to you. As a creature of habit and earthly stability, your instinct is to plant your feet firmly on the ground and resist being moved. You find your strength in certainty and tangible progress. The Hanged Man, however, whispers that true strength today is found not in pushing forward, but in the graceful act of letting go. It's a voluntary pause, a sacred suspension of action, allowing you to absorb wisdom that is inaccessible when you are constantly striving. This energy asks you to release your grip on how things should be and open yourself to the profound revelations that come from simply being still and observing. The cosmic weather beautifully complicates and supports this theme of surrender. With the sun blazing through philosophical Sagittarius, a part of you feels a pull toward expansion and adventure, creating a subtle internal friction. You want to learn, grow, and move, yet the universe is orchestrating a slowdown. This isn't a contradiction, but a recalibration. The real adventure today is an internal one. This is powerfully supported by a dreamy moon in intuitive Pisces, forming a harmonious angle to your own sign. The Piscean moon dissolves rigid boundaries and logic, asking you to trust your feelings and the subtle currents of the unseen world. It is the perfect emotional landscape for the Hanged Man's message, encouraging you to float rather than fight. Your ruling planet, Venus, is currently grounded in pragmatic Capricorn, reminding you that this pause is not an act of flaky escapism, but a strategic reassessment of your long-term values. What you are surrendering is not your ambition, but the inefficient methods you've used to pursue it. Meanwhile, Mars in flamboyant Leo may stir a desire for action and recognition, making you feel impatient. The challenge is to channel this fiery, creative energy inward, using it to fuel self-reflection rather than external performance. Saturn, the great teacher, is also in Pisces, a multi-year transit that is fundamentally about dissolving old structures to build new ones based on faith and compassion. Today is a potent microcosm of this larger lesson. The pause isn't emptiness. It's a fertile void where new, more soulful structures can begin to take shape. In your professional life, this energy demands a strategic retreat. If you've been hitting a wall with a project or feel stuck in your career trajectory, the solution is not to push harder. Pushing against a locked door only exhausts you. The Hanged Man advises you to step back, hang upside down, and see the problem from an entirely new angle. Instead of asking, "How can I solve this?" ask, "Is this the right problem to be solving?" or "What am I learning from this impasse?" Financially, this is a day for review, not for risky moves. It's about letting your accounts breathe. Perhaps you've been clinging to a particular financial strategy or a safe investment out of sheer stubbornness. Today, allow yourself to question those assumptions. This stillness may reveal that your most valuable asset isn't something you own, but a perspective you can adopt. True wealth is flexibility, and this pause is an investment in your future adaptability. Let go of the need to see immediate returns and trust in the process of germination that happens below the surface. When it comes to love and relationships, the Hanged Man offers a potent medicine. For those in a partnership, this is a day to suspend a recurring argument. Let go of the need to be right or to have the final word. Instead, try to genuinely see the situation from your partner's perspective, even if it feels uncomfortable or counterintuitive. This act of empathetic surrender can dissolve long-standing tension and create a space for a much deeper connection. The goal isn't to lose the argument, but to transcend it entirely. For single Taurians, the message is to surrender the hunt, release the pressure of finding the one, and the exhausting cycle of swiping and searching. Today, the most magnetic thing you can do is fall deeply in love with your own solitude. This isn't about giving up, it's about recalibrating your energy. When you stop chasing, you become a beacon. By embracing this period of suspension, you change your own vibrational frequency, making it possible to attract a connection that is aligned with your soul's truth, not your ego's timeline. Your health and well-being are a direct mirror of this cosmic energy. The Taurian tendency can be to stick to a rigid workout or diet plan, but today your body asks for something different. It craves restorative stillness. This is the perfect time for practices that invert the body or the mind, like yin yoga, which involves holding poses for long periods to release deep-seated tension. Consider float therapy in a sensory deprivation tank, or simply lying on your back in a quiet park, watching the clouds drift by. The key is to stop doing and start listening. Your body holds immense wisdom, but you can only hear its whispers when you quiet the noise of constant effort. Mental health benefits greatly from this pause as well. Allow your thoughts to come and go without judgment. By observing them from a detached perspective, you realize you are not your thoughts, and in that space, you find a profound and unshakable peace. Ultimately, the universe is not punishing you with this pause. It is blessing you with an opportunity. You are being offered a moment to hang between worlds, between your past patterns and your future potential, and to see everything with fresh, enlightened eyes. The greatest progress is not always linear or visible. Sometimes, the most significant leap forward is born from a moment of absolute stillness. Embrace the limbo. Find comfort in the unknown. Trust that by releasing control, you are actually aligning yourself with a far greater and more intelligent force. This is where your true, unshakable Taurian strength is forged anew, not in resistance, but in the profound power of a willing surrender. So, for the next 24 hours, I invite you to conduct a small experiment in perspective. Identify one thing in your life you feel truly stuck on: a belief, a relationship dynamic, a creative block. Then find a quiet moment to simply say, "I surrender this," not in defeat, but as an offering. What does it feel like in your body and your spirit to intentionally release the burden of fixing it? Share the sensation of this release in the comments below. Your journey today is guided by the supportive energies of the numbers 4, 11, 23, 38, 45, and 51, which encourage both foundational stability and intuitive breakthroughs. The color to envelop yourself in is indigo, the hue of the third eye and deep midnight. This color aids in turning your vision inward, helping you access the profound wisdom and clarity that await in the quiet stillness the Hanged Man so beautifully offers. Gemini, the universe is quieting the usual chatter today, inviting you into a space of profound inner listening. Your guide through this subtle landscape is the High Priestess, a card of intuition, mystery, and the wisdom that lies dormant beneath the surface of conscious thought. As a sign ruled by Mercury, you are a master of data, facts, and communication, the known and articulated world. The High Priestess, however, represents the other side of your duality, the unspoken, the felt, the secrets held in the quiet chambers of the soul. She sits between two pillars, light and dark, symbolizing the threshold you now stand upon, a gateway between what you think you know and what your spirit has always known. Her presence doesn't silence your brilliant mind. It asks your mind to become a student of your intuition. Today's energy is not about gathering more information from the outside world, but about decoding the rich, symbolic language of your own subconscious. It is a call to trust the gut feelings, the sudden insights, and the messages that arrive in dreams, for this is where the most valuable intelligence resides now. This deep, introspective current flows through a complex astrological sky. The sun in Sagittarius illuminates your opposite sign, putting a spotlight on your relationships and partnerships, urging you to see the bigger picture. This can create a tension between your internal process and your external interactions. While the High Priestess pulls you inward, the Sagittarian sun pulls you outward. The key is integration. Your ruler, Mercury, also in Sagittarius, might tempt you to speak grand truths or make bold declarations, but its position here can sometimes overlook the crucial nuances. The High Priestess cautions you to hold your tongue, to let insights ripen before they are shared. A fiery moon in Aries adds a spark of impatience, a desire to act on these intuitive flashes immediately. This is where your challenge lies. Can you hold the potent energy of a new beginning without acting on it prematurely? Venus in Scorpio deepens this theme immeasurably, drawing your focus in love and finance toward hidden dynamics, shared secrets, and psychological truths. It harmonizes perfectly with the High Priestess, asking you to look beyond the surface of all your connections. Meanwhile, Mars and Jupiter, both in expressive Leo, create a powerful urge for creative self-expression and public recognition. It's as if you're being prepared for a major performance, but today is the final, silent dress rehearsal in the privacy of your own mind. With Uranus, the planet of sudden change, transiting your own sign, these internal revelations are not merely fleeting moods. They are the essential building blocks of a radically new you that is waiting to emerge. This is the quiet before a personal revolution. In your professional life, this energy advises a pause on major decisions. If you are facing a crossroads or a complex negotiation, the answers you seek will not be found in another spreadsheet or meeting. They will emerge from a quiet moment of reflection. Pay close attention to the undercurrents in your workplace. What isn't being said in team meetings? What is the subtle body language of a client telling you? You are a human lie detector today, able to perceive motivations that others miss. This is your superpower. Avoid office gossip, as it operates on the level of surface noise that the High Priestess asks you to transcend. Instead, become a silent observer. In terms of finance, this is a day for review, not risk. An intuitive nudge to check a bank statement or reconsider a subscription may be a valuable piece of guidance. Trust your gut feeling about an investment or a major purchase. If it feels off, it likely is, regardless of how good it looks on paper. Your financial wisdom comes from a place of deep inner knowing, not from external trends. When it comes to love and relationships, the presence of the High Priestess and Venus in Scorpio invites a profound level of intimacy. For those in a partnership, this is a day to connect beyond words. Shared silence can be more meaningful than hours of conversation. It's an opportunity to tune into your partner's emotional state and to allow them to tune into yours. If there has been an unspoken issue hanging in the air, you may find it coming to the surface not through confrontation, but through a quiet moment of mutual understanding. The most romantic thing you can do today is to create a safe space for vulnerability and secrets to be shared without judgment. For single Geminis, the focus turns inward. This is a potent time to understand your own patterns in love. Your intuition is revealing why you are drawn to certain people and what subconscious needs you are trying to meet. Instead of swiping through profiles, consider journaling about your ideal relationship, focusing on the feeling and emotional connection rather than a checklist of traits. The High Priestess promises that by understanding your own inner mysteries, you will attract a partner who is ready for the depth you have to offer. Your health and well-being are intrinsically linked to this theme of inner listening. Gemini's active mind can sometimes lead to anxiety or nervous exhaustion, and today is a perfect antidote. Your body is a vessel of wisdom, and it is likely sending you subtle signals. Are you feeling tired? Rest. Are you feeling tense? Stretch or meditate. Practices that quiet the mind and connect you to the subconscious are especially powerful now. Consider a guided meditation focused on meeting your inner guide, dream journaling to capture messages from your sleep, or even just spending time near water, a classic symbol for the subconscious mind. Hydration is also key, as water helps to clear energy and facilitate intuitive flow. You don't need an intense workout. You need restorative practices that honor the deep work your psyche is currently undertaking. A long bath, listening to ambient music, or simply sitting in nature without your phone can be the most productive things you do all day. Ultimately, today is about honoring the wisdom that doesn't need to be spoken to be true. Your power is not in what you say, but in what you know. Like a scientist on the verge of a breakthrough who trusts a sudden, inexplicable hypothesis, you are being asked to trust the non-rational, the symbolic, the quiet voice within that has been trying to get your attention. The fiery, expressive planets in the sky are not your enemies. They are the engine that will eventually power your new vision into the world. But first, you must receive the vision itself. It is being transmitted to you now on a private frequency only you can hear. Listen closely, for the secrets revealed today will become the public truths you live by tomorrow. Instead of looking for an answer in the world around you, try an experiment in inner knowing. Find a quiet space, close your eyes, and bring to mind a situation where you feel uncertain. Now, place one hand on your head, representing logic, and one on your gut, representing intuition. Which one feels warmer, more energized, or sends a clearer signal? That is your compass for the day. What did your body tell you that your mind has been debating? As you move through this day of quiet revelation, let your energy be guided by the numbers 2, 9, 11, 28, 37, and 50. Your color for today is silver. This is the color of the moon, of reflection, and of the veil between the conscious and unconscious worlds. Unlike colors that absorb light, silver reflects it, reminding you that your greatest power lies not in generating more noise, but in perfectly mirroring the profound wisdom that is already shining within you. Cancer, today you are guided by the moon, a card that is not an external force, but a mirror to the most profound and mysterious parts of your own soul. This tarot archetype represents the twilight realm between consciousness and the subconscious, a landscape of dreams, intuition, and illusion. As a child of the moon, this is your native territory, a place where you are uniquely gifted to navigate. The card depicts a path winding between two towers, leading into an unknown distance, while a dog and a wolf howl at the lunar face above. These creatures represent our tamed and wild instincts, both of which are being stirred within you now. A crayfish emerges from the water, symbolizing the surfacing of deep consciousness. This is a day not for seeking definitive answers in the external world, but for listening to the whispers of your inner world, honoring your psychic hunches, and accepting that not everything needs to be seen in the harsh light of day to be understood. The moon's energy asks you to trust the process, to be comfortable with ambiguity, and to find the hidden truth that lies not in facts, but in feelings and symbols. The celestial energies of the day create a powerful echo chamber for this intuitive message. Your ruling planet, the moon, is currently at home in your own sign of Cancer, amplifying your sensitivity, emotional depth, and connection to the past to an extraordinary degree. This is a homecoming, but one that might feel overwhelming, as every feeling is magnified. This deep, watery immersion is met with a contrasting energy from the Sun and Mercury, both blazing through the optimistic and truth-seeking sign of Sagittarius. This creates a fascinating dynamic within you. A part of you yearns for the clear, expansive, philosophical truth of Sagittarius, while the depths of your soul are stirring with the murky, symbolic, and emotionally complex truths of the moon in Cancer. The challenge is not to let one override the other, but to use the Sagittarian fire as a lantern to bravely explore the deep, watery caves of your own psyche. Venus in pragmatic Capricorn offers a grounding cord, reminding you that emotional security is often built through tangible acts of loyalty and commitment. It suggests that while your feelings may be vast and fluctuating, your values and relationships can be a steady anchor. Mars and Jupiter, both in the expressive sign of Leo, encourage you to find a creative and courageous outlet for these deep emotions. Instead of letting anxiety fester in the dark, this energy invites you to perform it, paint it, write about it, or simply express your heart's truth with a touch of Leo's noble flair. The most profound influence, however, comes from Saturn moving retrograde through Pisces, a transit that is already about dissolving old structures and confronting karmic fears. Paired with the moon Moon card, this becomes a potent invitation to do the deep spiritual work of identifying and dismantling the illusions you have mistaken for reality, especially those concerning your own limitations and emotional wounds. In your professional life, the influence of the moon calls for heightened intuitive awareness. Your gut feelings about a project, a colleague, or a potential deal are likely spot on, but they may be difficult to articulate logically. This is not a day for making rigid, data-driven decisions based solely on spreadsheets. Instead, it is a time to listen to the subtle undercurrents in the workplace. What is not being said in meetings? What is the emotional temperature of your team? Be cautious of deception or misinformation, as the moon can sometimes cloud judgment and obscure facts. If something feels off, trust that feeling, but take your time to gather more information before acting. The Sagittarian influence encourages you to seek the bigger picture rather than getting lost in emotional minutiae. Your financial intuition is also heightened, but so is the potential for anxiety-driven choices. Avoid making significant investments or purchases based on fear or a vague sense of unease. Instead, use this energy to review your emotional relationship with money. Are your spending habits driven by a need for security or by a fear of scarcity? The Leo planets suggest that confidence in your own creative talents is your greatest financial asset right now. When it comes to love and relationships, the moon's energy can bring a wave of romanticism, but also of insecurity. For those in a partnership, this is a day where unspoken feelings and old emotional patterns may surface. You might find yourself feeling more sensitive or vulnerable than usual, or you may intuitively pick up on your partner's unexpressed emotions. The key is to communicate with compassion, using the directness of Mercury and Sagittarius tempered with your innate Cancerian empathy. Venus in Capricorn reminds you that love is also a practice of building a secure container for these vulnerable feelings to be shared. It's a perfect day for deep, soulful conversations that strengthen your emotional foundation. For single Cancers, the moon warns against the allure of fantasy. You may find yourself projecting an idealized image onto a potential partner, falling in love with a dream rather than a real person. Be mindful of this tendency. Today is less about actively seeking a new connection and more about understanding your own subconscious desires and patterns in love. What are you truly looking for? What old relationship dynamics are you ready to release? Use the courage of Mars and Leo to be honest with yourself about your own heart's needs. Your health and well-being are intrinsically linked to your emotional state today. The moon in Cancer makes you a psychic sponge, and it's crucial to protect your energy. Pay close attention to your dreams as your subconscious is actively trying to communicate with you. Consider keeping a dream journal by your bed. Hydration is especially important. Connecting with the element of water through drinking plenty of it, taking a soothing bath with sea salt, or spending time near a natural body of water can be incredibly grounding and cleansing. This is a powerful day for therapies that work with the subconscious, such as hypnosis, psychoanalysis, or even a deep meditation practice focused on exploring your inner landscape. Be mindful of emotional eating as a way to soothe anxieties. Instead, channel the expressive Leo energy into physical movement that feels joyful and liberating, like dancing in your living room. Prioritizing rest is non-negotiable. Your mind and spirit are processing a great deal, and sleep is when the most profound integration occurs. Ultimately, this day is a journey inward, a pilgrimage to the source of your own intuitive wisdom. The moon does not ask you to have all the answers, but to become comfortable in the mystery. It teaches that clarity is not always a bright, shining light, but can also a soft, internal glow that guides you through the darkness. The fears that may surface are not monsters to be slain, but messengers from your soul, pointing to where you need more compassion and trust. By embracing the full spectrum of your emotions, from the joyful to the melancholic, you honor the wholeness of your experience. You are learning to navigate by the light of your own soul, and in doing so, you are coming home to yourself in the most authentic way possible. Tonight, as you prepare for sleep, find a piece of silver or a clear quartz crystal and hold it in your hand. Close your eyes and ask your intuition a single, clear question about a situation that feels uncertain in your life. Place the item under your pillow, trusting that your dreams will provide not a literal answer, but a symbolic key. What image or feeling from your dream landscape stays with you upon waking? I invite you to share the core symbol that presented itself in the comments below, creating a collective dream tapestry. As you move through this day of reflection, carry with you the grounding energies of the numbers 4, 11, 23, 30, 45, and 58, which can serve as subtle anchors in the flowing currents of emotion. Your color for today is indigo, the shade of the deep twilight sky and the third eye chakra. This color supports profound intuition, inner seeing, and the ability to access deeper levels of consciousness, helping you to trust the wisdom that lies beyond the veil of the visible world. Leo, the universe is sounding a trumpet just for you. Today's guiding energy arrives through the profound and awakening call of the Judgment Tarot card. This isn't a card of condemnation, despite its name. It is one of reckoning, rebirth, and resurrection. Imagine the climax of a film where the protagonist finally understands their true purpose, shedding the past and stepping into a future they've earned through trial and error. For you, a sign born to live center stage, this is a pivotal moment. The Judgment card signals that a period of self-evaluation is culminating in a major breakthrough. It's a call to rise from any self-imposed tombs of doubt, past mistakes, or old identities that no longer serve your magnificent spirit. The trumpet blast isn't coming from an external judge, but from the deepest, most authentic part of your soul. It's asking you to forgive yourself, to release old grievances, and to answer a higher calling that has been whispering to you all along. This is the day to truly hear it, not as background noise, but as the defining soundtrack for the next chapter of your life. This profound call for renewal is amplified and given direction by a dynamic celestial arrangement. With the sun blazing through Sagittarius, your fifth house of creativity, romance, and pure self-expression is illuminated with a desire for truth and expansion. This is not the time for a scripted performance. It's a call for improvisation from the heart. More powerfully, Mars, the planet of action and drive, is right here with you, transiting your own sign of Leo. This is a cosmic green light of epic proportions. You are not just being asked to change, you are being given the divine energy, courage, and charisma to enact it. The warrior has returned to the throne room, ready to lead the charge. However, a pragmatic Virgo moon keeps your feet on the ground, reminding you that even a glorious rebirth requires a plan. It asks, this awakening is beautiful, but what are the practical, daily steps to integrate this new self? This celestial pairing of fire and earth ensures your transformation is both inspired and sustainable. Meanwhile, Venus in Capricorn is influencing your sense of structure and long-term value, urging you to assess whether your commitments, both professional and personal, are truly built to last and can support the more authentic you that is now emerging. Saturn's journey through Pisces helps dissolve old karmic patterns, like a spiritual solvent clearing away the residue of the past, making this absolution feel earned and final. Pluto's long-term transit through Aquarius is fundamentally reshaping your partnerships, demanding a level of authenticity that superficial connections simply cannot withstand. Today, all these forces converge, creating a perfect storm for a powerful, conscious evolution. In your professional life, the Judgment card's energy demands an honest audit of your career path. Are you simply playing a role for applause, or are you living your vocation? With Mars in your sign, your ambition is supercharged, making this the perfect time to pitch that passion project, ask for the leadership position you deserve, or finally begin the exit strategy from a job that drains your solar-powered spirit. This isn't about impulsive moves, however. The Virgo moon encourages you to do your research, update your resume, and map out the small, actionable steps that will lead to a big change. Think of it like a meticulous artist preparing their canvas before creating a masterpiece. Your work must now become a reflection of your renewed sense of purpose. This may also be a day where a past project or professional connection is resurrected, offering a second chance to do things right and reap rewards you thought were lost. Financially, Venus in Capricorn advises a conservative but deliberate approach. Build a solid foundation for your future self. This awakening isn't a fantasy, it's a new reality that requires resources. Start that savings plan or consult a financial advisor to ensure your material world can support your spiritual and professional rebirth. When it comes to love and relationships, the call of judgment is a call for profound truth and forgiveness. If you are in a partnership, this is a day to clear the air. It's time to release old resentments and see each other not for who you were, but for who you are both becoming. This energy supports a state of the union conversation that isn't about blame, but about co-creating a future based on a shared, authentic vision. You may find that forgiving your partner and yourself for past imperfections unlocks a new level of intimacy you didn't think was possible. For single Leos, this card is a powerful mandate to release the ghosts of relationships past. The trumpet is calling you to rise from the tomb of old heartbreaks and limiting beliefs about love. Your most magnetic quality right now is not your wit or your style, but your self-possession. The work you do today is internal. It's about making peace with your own story so you can attract someone who is ready for a real, conscious partnership, not a reenactment of old dramas. With Mars firing up your natural charisma, you will undoubtedly turn heads, but your task is to seek a connection that resonates with your soul's new frequency. Your health and well-being are intrinsically linked to this theme of release. The body, mind, and spirit are one, and judgment signifies a necessary purge of everything that has been weighing you down. This can manifest as a desire to physically declutter your space, an act that symbolically clears your mind. The Virgo moon champions practical wellness, so consider starting a new grounded routine, perhaps a nutritional reset, a consistent yoga practice, or simply a commitment to a daily walk to clear your head. Spiritually, this is a day for catharsis. Journaling can be a powerful tool to excavate and release old emotions. Let the words flow without censorship. Meditation or a sound bath can help you tune in to your inner frequency, distinguishing the noise of the ego from the clear call of your soul. This is about shedding emotional and energetic weight. Just as you might delete old files from a computer to make it run faster, today is about clearing your personal cache to allow your vital life force, your glorious solar energy, to flow freely and brilliantly. Ultimately, the celestial message for you today is one of profound empowerment. The call of judgment is not a summons to face an external tribunal, but an invitation to step into the throne room of your own heart and claim your sovereignty. The universe is not critiquing your past performances. It is giving you a standing ovation for having the courage to begin a new act, one that is entirely your own. With the fire of Mars in your sign and the visionary energy of the Sagittarian sun, you are both the artist and the masterpiece, the director and the star. This is your moment to integrate all the lessons, forgive all the missteps, and consciously choose the person you are becoming. This rebirth is your birthright. As you stand at this powerful crossroads of renewal and release, take a moment tonight to write down a list of 3 things you are consciously choosing to forgive yourself for, big or small. What story about yourself are you finally ready to stop telling? We invite you to share a feeling or an insight about this process of release in the comments below. Your journey can illuminate the path for others. Your path forward is illuminated by a unique energetic signature, guided by the lucky numbers 12, 19, 23, 38, 45, and 51. The color of your day is ivory white. This isn't a stark, clinical white, but a warm, organic shade that speaks of clean slates, new beginnings, and the pure, unfiltered light of an awakening soul. It represents the blank page upon which you are now free to write your next, most authentic chapter. Virgo, the universe is sounding a note today, a resonant frequency that vibrates deep within your soul, and it is guided by the potent energy of the Judgment card. This is not the card of external critique or condemnation you might initially fear. Your own inner critic is often loud enough. Instead, imagine it as the soul's alarm clock, a divine trumpet call designed to awaken you from a slumber you may not have even realized you were in. The imagery is one of resurrection, of rising from the confines of old identities and self-imposed limitations to answer a higher, more authentic calling. For you, a sign dedicated to refinement, service, and practical improvement, the Judgment is a profound invitation. It asks you to turn your magnificent analytical skills inward, not for the purpose of finding more flaws to fix, but for the sacred task of discernment. It is a day to audit your life with compassion, to weigh what has served its purpose and is ready to be released, and what is essential to carry forward into a renewed chapter of your existence. This is your personal renaissance, a moment of profound clarity where the past is absolved and the future is an open score waiting for you to compose your masterpiece. The celestial orchestra is playing a complex yet harmonious symphony that deepens this theme of awakening. The Sun and your ruling planet, Mercury, are journeying through the expansive, truth-seeking sign of Sagittarius, illuminating a grander vision that challenges your focus on the minutiae. While you are a master of the details, this energy asks you to look up from the spreadsheet of your life and see the philosophical truth, the overarching why behind your daily efforts. This can feel momentarily disorienting, like zooming out on a map so far you lose sight of the familiar streets. Simultaneously, a deeply intuitive moon floats through your opposite sign of Pisces, joined by the great teacher Saturn. This potent Pisces stellium forms a direct line to your Virgoan core, pulling you from logic into the realm of feeling, spirit, and surrender. It is a call to release the need for perfect control and to trust in the wisdom of the unknown. The Judgment card's message of a spiritual calling is amplified here. It's not a conclusion you can reach through logic alone, but a truth you must feel in your bones. Venus, the planet of values and relationships, sits in grounded, practical Capricorn, ensuring that any rebirth you experience today has a tangible foundation. This isn't about escaping reality, it's about rebuilding it on more authentic terms. Adding a layer of introspection, fiery Mars is retrograde in Leo, prompting a deep review of your ego, your creative expression, and how you assert your will in the world. This is a powerful time to ask if your service comes from a place of genuine passion or a need for validation. With Jupiter also retrograde in communicative Gemini, your mental frameworks and belief systems are under revision. The universe is essentially handing you a red pen, not to correct errors, but to edit your life's narrative into one that reflects the wisdom you've gained. In your professional life, this energy signals a major turning point. The Judgment card is the ultimate call to align your career with your vocation. If you have been feeling a persistent nudge that your current role, however secure or practical, is not feeding your soul, today is the day to honor that feeling. The Mars retrograde in Leo asks you to reevaluate your creative contributions. Are you truly shining, or have you dimmed your light to fit a corporate mold? Use your Virgoan talent for analysis to perform a soul-level job review. This isn't about finding a new job tomorrow. It is about acknowledging the truth of your professional needs. It may mean initiating a conversation about shifting your responsibilities, starting a passion project on the side, or simply committing to a new course of study that excites you. Financially, this is a day of reckoning. Look at your financial habits, not with judgment, but with curiosity. Where does your energy, in the form of money, flow? Does it align with the person you are becoming? This is a powerful moment to forgive past financial missteps and create a new, values-driven budget that supports your future self. When it comes to matters of the heart, the Judgment brings a powerful wave of clarity and absolution. For those in a partnership, this is a day for a profound clearing of the air. Old grievances and unspoken resentments can be brought to light, not to place blame, but to be understood and released. The Pisces moon encourages empathy and forgiveness, allowing you and your partner to see each other with fresh eyes. It's an opportunity to consciously decide to leave the baggage of your shared history behind and co-create a new, more authentic future for the relationship. This is about rebirth, a chance to fall in love with the person your partner is today, and for them to do the same with you. For single Virgos, this energy is about resurrecting yourself from the tombs of past relationships. It is a powerful day to cut the energetic cords to former lovers, not with anger, but with gratitude for the lessons learned. The judgment calls you to absolve yourself of any lingering guilt or regret and to stop defining your romantic potential by past failures. By doing so, you clear the space for a love that recognizes and honors the whole, evolved person you are now becoming. True partnership begins with a final, compassionate judgment of your own past, declaring it complete. Your health and well-being are intrinsically linked to this theme of release. As a Virgo, you often internalize stress, and your body keeps a meticulous record of every worry. The Judgment card invites a holistic detoxification that begins in the mind. The most potent wellness practice for you today is the release of self-criticism. Notice the narrative your inner monologue spins and make a conscious choice to change the channel. The heavily influential Pisces energy suggests that water can be incredibly healing for you now. A long bath with Epsom salts, a walk by a lake or ocean, or simply ensuring you are deeply hydrated can help you emotionally and physically flush out what no longer serves you. Saturn's presence in Pisces also supports creating a disciplined spiritual practice. This doesn't have to be complex. It could be 5 minutes of mindful breathing upon waking or a short journaling session before bed to release the day's mental clutter. This is about cleansing your inner world so your outer world and your physical body can thrive. Ultimately, the universe is offering you a sacred pause, a moment of profound grace. You are standing at a threshold between who you have been and who you are destined to become. The astrological currents and the wisdom of the Judgment card converge to tell you one thing. It is time. It is time to forgive yourself, to release the burden of impossible standards, and to answer the call of your own soul. This is not a test to be passed or failed, but an awakening to be embraced. You have analyzed, you have perfected, you have served. Now it is time to rise, unburdened and whole, into the next most authentic expression of your life. The trumpet sounds not as a warning, but as a celebration of your readiness to evolve. Think back over the past year. There is a quiet, persistent piece of wisdom that has been trying to get your attention, a truth that whispers to you in the moments just before you fall asleep. What is that truth? And what is the one small, tangible step you can take today to finally honor its call? Let your answer resonate, and feel free to share the feeling it evokes in the comments below. This journey of awakening is supported by the energies around you, symbolized by the lucky numbers 4, 11, 23, 30, 47, 51. Your color for today is silver, a hue that represents clarity, intuition, and the bridge between the physical and the spiritual realms. Like the reflection in a still pool of water, silver encourages you to see your true self with brilliant clarity, free from the distortions of past judgments, allowing your inner light to shine through. Libra, today the universe hands you a curious and profound key in the form of the Hanged Man tarot card. This isn't a card of punishment or stagnation, but one of sacred pause and profound liberation through surrender. For a sign so devoted to equilibrium, so finely tuned to the delicate dance of justice and harmony, the idea of willingly suspending yourself in a state of limbo might seem counterintuitive. Yet the Hanged Man invites you to do just that. It suggests that the only way to find true balance right now is to let go of your grip, to release the need to control the scales, and to see your world from an entirely new, inverted perspective. This card represents a voluntary sacrifice, a letting go of a particular viewpoint, a belief, or a struggle in order to gain something far more valuable: wisdom, clarity, and a genuine spiritual breakthrough. Your entire day is colored by this energy of stillness, not as an absence of motion, but as a powerful, active state of receptivity. You are being asked to stop pushing, stop striving, and simply hang in the quiet space between worlds, where the most illuminating truths are often found. This theme of profound internal shifting is powerfully echoed in the heavens. The cosmos is weaving a complex tapestry that perfectly supports this necessary pause. Saturn, the planet of structure and lessons, is drifting through the boundless waters of Pisces, creating a cosmic environment that demands you find meaning in surrender and structure in your spiritual life. This is the grand, overarching energy that makes the Hanged Man's message so pertinent. More immediately, the moon is navigating the sensitive, nurturing depths of Cancer, forming a challenging square to your Libra sun. This may manifest as a deep internal tension, a pull between your emotional needs for security and your instinct to maintain external peace and harmony. This discomfort is not a problem to be solved. It is the very catalyst for your surrender. It's the universe's way of saying, stop trying to fix this on the outside. The work is within. Your ruling planet, the graceful Venus, is currently transiting the intense, transformative sign of Scorpio. This placement strips away all superficiality from your relationships and values. Venus in Scorpio has no time for pleasantries that mask deeper truths. It demands raw honesty and profound intimacy. It asks you to pause and question what you truly value, not what looks good or keeps the peace. This is the why behind your Hanged Man moment, to unearth a more authentic connection to yourself and others. Meanwhile, Mercury, the planet of thought, is in methodical Capricorn, providing the mental discipline to process the insights you receive during this stillness. It encourages you to take the ethereal wisdom downloaded from your new perspective and ground it into a practical, long-term strategy. Adding a spark of genius to this quiet contemplation is Uranus in Gemini, forming a harmonious trine to your sign. This is the promise of the aha moment. While you are suspended in quiet observation, Uranus can deliver sudden, electrifying insights and brilliant solutions that you never could have reached through forceful effort. Finally, a supportive sextile from both fiery Mars and expansive Jupiter in Leo offers a glimpse of what comes next. They promise that once this period of reflection is complete, you will emerge with the renewed confidence, creative vitality, and main character energy needed to act on your newfound clarity with passion and purpose. In your professional and financial life, this is a day for strategic retreat. The Hanged Man's wisdom counsels against launching new initiatives, forcing a deal, or pushing your agenda. Instead, it is a golden opportunity to review, reassess, and recalibrate. Look at a persistent problem at work from a completely different angle. If a project is stalled, stop trying to bulldoze through the obstacle. Let it be. Suspend your efforts and allow a new solution to emerge. This is the professional equivalent of the classic trope where the hero, having given up, finally sees the answer that was there all along. Financially, this energy advises against impulsive spending or investments. It's a time to review your budget, to understand the emotional currents behind your financial habits, and to surrender any scarcity mindset that keeps you in a loop of anxiety. The clarity you gain today by simply pausing and observing your financial landscape could be more valuable than any single transaction. You are not being passive. You are gathering intelligence for a more effective future move. When it comes to love and relationships, the call for a new perspective is even more potent. If you are in a partnership, the Hanged Man asks you to surrender your need to be right. Release your side of an ongoing argument, not as an admission of defeat, but as an act of profound love. By willingly suspending your own ego, you create the space to truly see and understand your partner's point of view. This temporary sacrifice can lead to a level of intimacy and emotional breakthrough that is far more rewarding than winning a debate. It's about letting go of the rope in a tug-of-war to realize you were both on the same team all along. For single Libras, this is a powerful invitation to suspend the search. Step off the dating apps, stop analyzing potential partners, and turn that focus inward. The Hanged Man reveals patterns. By pausing, you can finally see why you might be attracting the same situations or relationship dynamics. This is a time to fall in love with your own company, to reevaluate what you truly desire in a partner, beyond a surface-level checklist. By surrendering the frantic energy of seeking, you become a magnetic force for the authentic connection that is truly meant for you. Your well-being today is intrinsically linked to the art of letting go. This is a day to embrace practices that promote stillness and release. Think less about high-intensity workouts and more about restorative activities that allow your nervous system to reset. Yin yoga, where you hold poses for several minutes, is a perfect physical embodiment of the hanged man's energy, allowing you to surrender into the stretch. Meditation, float therapy, or even simply spending time in nature without a phone or a destination can be deeply healing. Your mind needs a break from the constant churn of decision-making and analysis. Allow yourself to be bored. Stare at the clouds. Listen to an album from start to finish without doing anything else. This conscious disengagement is a radical act of self-care. It's in these moments of quiet, empty space that your body and mind can finally process, heal, and integrate the immense wisdom that is waiting just beneath the surface of your busy life. Ultimately, your journey today is about discovering the immense power that lies in waiting. You are not stuck. You are incubating. You are not falling behind. You are gathering strength. The universe is reminding you that some doors only open when you stop knocking. By embracing this period of surrender, you are aligning yourself with a deeper, more intelligent universal flow. The insights you gain from your inverted perspective will become the foundation for your next great chapter of growth, creativity, and authentic expression. Trust the pause. It is a sacred gift, a shortcut to the wisdom that striving can never attain. So, what is the one single belief about your life, your career, or a relationship that would be completely transformed if you chose to look at it upside down today? Take a quiet moment, close your eyes, and literally imagine the entire situation inverted, allowing a new truth to wash over you. Feel free to share the insight that emerges in the comments below. Embrace this transformative stillness, allowing it to color your day with a sense of profound peace and clarity. Your path is illuminated by the lucky numbers 7, 15, 22, 34, 48, and 57. The color to guide your introspection is indigo, a deep blue-violet hue that resonates with the energy of the third eye. Wearing or meditating on this color can help you access your intuition, see beyond the obvious, and connect with the deep inner knowing that this day of sacred pause is designed to unlock. Scorpio, the veil between worlds is especially thin for you today, and your guide through this liminal space is the evocative and mysterious tarot card, the Moon. This is not a card of simple moonlight strolls. It is an invitation into the deep, reflective waters of your own psyche. The moon speaks of intuition, dreams, and the subconscious mind, realms where you, a child of Pluto and the deep, are naturally comfortable. It depicts a path winding between two towers, one representing the known and the other the unknown, while a wolf and a dog, symbols of our wild and tamed instincts, howl at the celestial body above. This card is your permission slip to honor what you feel over what you think, to trust the subtle signals from your inner world. It warns that this path can also be one of illusion and projection, where shadows play tricks on the eyes. Today is not about seeking definitive answers in the external world, but about learning to navigate your own internal landscape with the quiet confidence of a nocturnal creature who knows the terrain by heart. This month is about reflection, diving deep into your own subconscious, and trusting your inspiration above. The cosmic weather is perfectly attuned to this deeply intuitive frequency. The moon itself is swimming through the sign of Pisces, its celestial home, amplifying its energy 1,000-fold. This alignment dissolves boundaries and turns your intuition up to maximum volume, making you a psychic sponge for the emotions and undercurrents around you. At the same time, the great teacher, Saturn, is also in Pisces, presenting a profound paradox. It's like being asked to build a sturdy boat while sailing through a dense fog. Saturn demands structure, discipline, and reality testing within the very realm of dreams and illusions. This is your core task today, to distinguish true intuitive hits from emotional projections and wishful thinking. The Sun and Mercury in Sagittarius are pushing for truth, expansion, and a clear philosophical understanding of the world, which may feel frustratingly at odds with the day's ambiguous, watery energy. You want a straight answer, but the universe is offering a poem. Your ruling planet, Pluto, continues its long journey through Aquarius, urging you to transform your personal power by connecting with community and collective ideals, reminding you that your deepest insights are not just for you, but can serve a greater purpose. This cosmic blend asks you to become a spiritual scientist, observing the data of your dreams and feelings with a discerning yet open mind. In your professional life, this is a day to lean into your strategic and investigative talents in a new way. Logic and spreadsheets may not tell the whole story right now. That nagging feeling about a project's direction or a colleague's hidden agenda, it deserves your attention. The moon's energy is not about making impulsive decisions based on paranoia, but about using your heightened perception as a valuable data point. This is an excellent day for creative brainstorming, for finding the hidden pattern in a complex problem, or for any work that requires deep empathy, like therapy, art, or human resources. Financially, be cautious. The fog of the moon can obscure details in contracts or investments. If something feels too good to be true, it likely is. Venus in practical Capricorn offers a grounding influence, advising you to focus on long-term stability rather than short-term gambles. Use today's intuitive insights to plan your next move, but wait for the air to clear before you sign on the dotted line. Your greatest asset today is your ability to read the room, to understand the unspoken truths that drive every negotiation and every collaboration. When it comes to matters of the heart, the moon invites you to explore the vast, submerged part of the relational iceberg. If you are in a partnership, old insecurities or unexpressed emotions may surface, not as accusations, but as whispers needing to be heard. It's a day for vulnerable conversations about your fears, dreams, and the secret landscapes of your souls. The key is to approach these depths with compassion rather than suspicion. This is a chance to build a new level of intimacy, one based on shared vulnerability. Like characters in an epic fantasy, you're venturing into a hidden cave together. What you find there could be treasure. For the single Scorpio, the challenge is to differentiate between profound connection and pure projection. You might meet someone who seems to be the embodiment of your deepest desires, a living dream. The moon cautions you to enjoy the romance, but to also stay aware of the fantasy. Are you falling for them, or for the beautiful story you've written in your mind? Use this time to understand what you are truly longing for in a partner. Your relationships today are a mirror, reflecting back the parts of yourself that have been waiting in the shadows for acknowledgement. Your well-being today is intrinsically linked to your emotional and psychic hygiene. With the moon in Pisces, you are more susceptible than ever to absorbing ambient stress and energy. Protecting your own energetic field is not selfish, it is essential. Think of it as psychic housekeeping. Water is your greatest ally. A long bath with sea salt, a quiet walk by a lake or river, or simply ensuring you are fully hydrated can help cleanse and restore you. Your mind may feel like a busy dreamscape, so practices that quiet the noise are vital. Consider dream journaling upon waking to capture messages from your subconscious, or listening to binaural beats or ambient soundscapes to achieve a state of deep meditation. Avoid overstimulating environments and people who drain your energy. Your body is speaking to you through feelings and subtle sensations, a tightness in your chest, a sudden wave of fatigue. Listen to these signals as you would a trusted advisor. This is a day for rest, reflection, and honoring the profound connection between your mind, body, and spirit. Ultimately, the journey under the light of the moon is a return to your own innate power. You are being reminded that the most important truths are not found in the bright, noisy world of facts and figures, but in the silent wisdom of your soul. This is not about being lost in the dark, it is about realizing you are the light that illuminates the path from within. Trusting your intuition is a radical act in a world that often demands external proof. Today, you are invited to embrace the mystery, to befriend your own shadows, and to understand that ambiguity is not a void, but a canvas upon which your deepest knowing can paint its masterpiece. You have a superpower, Scorpio, and it is the ability to see in the dark. So here is a small ritual to anchor this energy. Find a quiet moment and a glass of water. Hold it in your hands and think of one illusion or fear you are ready to release. Speak it softly to the water, then slowly drink it, visualizing its purifying energy washing that illusion away from your cells. What is one truth you will now water and grow in its place? Let the story of that truth begin to take root in the fertile ground of your being. Feel free to share the essence of this new, growing truth in the comments below. As you move through the subtle currents of this day, allow your path to be illuminated by the guiding numbers 4, 11, 19, 27, 34, and 51, seeing them as quiet synchronicities in the flow of your experience. Adorn yourself, mentally or physically, in the color of midnight blue. This deep, contemplative hue is not the black of absence, but the rich, velvety color of the cosmos, representing the profound clarity and wisdom that can only be found when you are willing to sit peacefully in the depths of the great unknown. Sagittarius. Today, the cosmos hands you the master key, the ultimate symbol of agency and creation, the magician. This card is not about illusion or trickery. It is the embodiment of pure, focused potential. Picture the figure at the table with all 4 elemental suits laid before them: the cup of emotion, the sword of intellect, the pentacle of material reality, and the wand of sheer will. This is you, Archer, standing at the nexus of infinite possibility, realizing that you are not merely a passenger on a cosmic journey, but the very channel through which universal energy takes form. Your entire life is a quest for meaning, for the grand philosophical truth that connects everything. The magician arrives to tell you that the next phase of this quest isn't about finding the truth, but about manifesting it. The power to alchemize thought into thing, dream into deed, rests squarely in your hands. This energy resonates deeply with your expansive spirit, urging you to take your brilliant, far-reaching ideas and ground them in tangible, observable reality. It's a day for moving from theory to practice, from knowing the path to walking the path. The celestial orchestra plays a powerful score that harmonizes perfectly with the magician's theme. With the sun blazing in your own sign, your core identity, optimism, and drive for expansion are at their peak. You feel more yourself than ever, and this solar fire provides the fuel for your creative engine. A quick-witted and adaptable moon in Gemini forms a dynamic opposition, asking you to be as nimble with your words and ideas as you are with your grand visions. This isn't a conflict, but a call for integration. Your broad philosophical strokes need the fine-tipped pen of clear, precise communication to be understood and actualized. This is amplified by Mercury, the planet of thought, and the archetypal ruler of the magician, currently transiting methodical Capricorn. This placement is your secret weapon, providing the discipline and strategic framework to build a lasting structure for your Sagittarian dreams. It's the energy that helps you write the business plan, not just fantasize about the launch party. Meanwhile, Mars, the planet of action, is charging through Aries, its home sign, lending you an almost unstoppable surge of initiative and courage. This is the cosmic green light to begin, to take that first bold step. Adding a layer of profound depth is Venus in Scorpio, urging you to ensure that what you choose to manifest is aligned with your soul's deepest truths and desires, transforming not just your outer world, but your inner landscape as well. Your ruling planet, Jupiter, magnifies this creative power from the expressive sign of Leo, encouraging you to perform your magic on a grand stage with confidence and flair. Perhaps the most significant transit supporting the magician's work is Saturn in Pisces. This alignment is the very definition of giving form to the formless, of building a container for the vast ocean of dreams. It is the universe providing the scaffolding to make your most ethereal visions structurally sound. In your professional life, this is a day to stop brainstorming and start building. The magician's energy, backed by Mercury and Capricorn, demands that you present yourself as the capable, resourceful expert you are. Look at your skills, your network, and your resources, not as a random collection of assets, but as the elemental tools on your workbench. Are you seeking a promotion? Don't just list your accomplishments. Craft a compelling narrative that demonstrates how your unique combination of talents is the solution to your company's problems. If you're an entrepreneur, this is the time to refine your pitch, organize your finances, and take a concrete step toward launching your product or service. The Mars and Aries influence pushes you to be proactive, to initiate the call, send the email, or schedule the meeting you've been putting off. The universe is rewarding bold, direct action. Your Sagittarian optimism is your greatest currency, but today it must be paired with a meticulously crafted plan. Don't just believe in your success, architect it step by step. This is your moment to be the indispensable force who not only has the vision, but also knows exactly how to bring it to life. When it comes to matters of the heart, the magician invites you to be a conscious creator of your relational reality. For those in a partnership, the influence of Venus in Scorpio encourages a deep, transformative authenticity. This is a day to move beyond surface-level interactions and manifest a more profound level of intimacy. What kind of partnership do you truly desire? Use your words and actions as tools to build that reality together. It may involve a vulnerable conversation that finally clarifies your shared future, or a deliberate act of service that demonstrates your commitment. You have the power to alchemize stagnation into passion. For the single Sagittarius, this is a powerful call to stop waiting for love to happen to you and start actively shaping the narrative. Embody the qualities you wish to attract. The magician is magnetic because they are whole and resourceful within themselves. Instead of searching for a missing piece, focus on building a life so vibrant and full that the right person is naturally drawn into your orbit. Be clear and intentional about what you are calling in. Your Jupiter and Leo energy supports a bold, open-hearted approach, so don't be afraid to express your interest with confidence and warmth. You are the author of your love story. Pick up the pen. Your health and well-being today are intrinsically linked to the mind-body connection. The magician understands that physical reality is a manifestation of energetic and mental states. The combination of your fiery Sagittarian nature and the assertive push from Mars and Aries might leave you feeling restless or overstimulated. The antidote is not suppression, but conscious channeling. Instead of letting this energy scatter, direct it with intention. Practices that require both mental focus and physical precision, such as yoga, martial arts, or a focused weightlifting session, are incredibly beneficial. You are grounding the as above into the so below of your physical form. The Saturn in Pisces transit also suggests that your spiritual or emotional well-being needs structure. A consistent meditation practice, a daily journaling habit, or even just a dedicated 10-minute walk in nature without your phone can provide the container your spirit needs to feel settled and strong. This is about taking deliberate command of your energy, choosing to direct it toward vitality and balance rather than allowing it to dissipate into anxiety or burnout. Ultimately, the message of the magician is one of profound empowerment. You are the bridge between heaven and earth, the conduit through which divine inspiration flows into worldly creation. All the elements you need are already within your reach. Your Sagittarian spirit has spent a lifetime gathering wisdom, experience, and knowledge. Today, you are being asked to synthesize it all and act. The universe is not testing you, it is trusting you with its creative power. Every thought you think, every word you speak, and every action you take is a spell you are casting, shaping the reality that unfolds before you. Step into this power not with ego, but with reverence and responsibility. You are the archer, the arrow, and the target all at once, and your aim has never been more true. Look at your hands right now. See them not just as flesh and bone, but as the primary instruments of your will, the tools with which you will shape your world today. What is one tangible thing you can create, write, fix, or build with them in the next hour that will be a physical testament to an internal intention? Share what you chose to manifest in the comments below. Your action might be the spark that ignites another's magic. As you move through your day, let the vibrant energy of cobalt blue guide you, a color that symbolizes deep wisdom, clarity of communication, and the infinite potential of the mind. Allow it to remind you of your innate power. Your journey is supported by the energies of the numbers 4, 11, 23, 38, 45, and 51, each a stepping stone on your path of conscious creation. Capricorn, the universe is presenting you with a cosmic paradox today, a beautiful and bewildering invitation wrapped in the energy of the Fool. This card, numbered 0, represents the alpha and the omega, the pristine potential that exists before the first step of any great journey is taken. For you, the master architect of reality, who builds life brick by deliberate brick, the Fool's energy can feel like a gust of wind threatening a carefully constructed house of cards. Yet it is not a call to chaos, but an encouragement to embrace a state of profound trust and open-mindedness. The Fool stands at the edge of a cliff, not with reckless abandon, but with an innate faith in the universe and the path that will appear beneath his feet. He travels light, carrying only what is essential, his gaze fixed on the sky, not the abyss. Today, this energy asks you to temporarily release your grip on the 5-year plan, to loosen your hold on expectations, and to allow for the possibility of magic, spontaneity, and serendipity. It is about accessing that part of you that existed before you learned the rules, before you felt the weight of responsibility, the part that still knows how to play and to dream without limits. This invitation to leap is powerfully supported by the day's celestial choreography. The sun, blazing through the optimistic and adventurous sign of Sagittarius, illuminates your 12th house of spirituality, endings, and the subconscious. This is a profound call to explore your inner world and to find faith not in external structures, but in a higher purpose. The Sagittarian sun fuels the Fool's quest for meaning, urging you to look beyond the material world for your truth. Meanwhile, the moon glides through Libra, placing a delicate emphasis on balance and relationships. This suggests your leap of faith may not be a solitary one. It might involve trusting another person, co-creating something new, or finding a new equilibrium between your ambitious drive and your need for partnership. Your challenge is to harmonize the Fool's independent spirit with the Libra moon's desire for connection. Adding to this dynamic, both Mars and Jupiter are positioned in the opposite sign of Cancer, highlighting your sectors of partnership and commitment. This creates a potent polarity, a cosmic tug-of-war between your personal ambition and the needs of your closest relationships. The Fool's energy here acts as a bridge, asking you to take a chance on vulnerability and emotional expression as a pathway to both personal growth and deeper intimacy. It's a risk, but one that promises profound emotional expansion. A grounding force in all of this is Venus, the planet of love and value, currently transiting through your very own sign. This is a blessing, as it ensures that even as you flirt with the unknown, your core values and your sense of self-worth remain your anchor. This isn't about becoming someone you're not, it's about allowing the authentic you to explore new territory. Furthermore, your ruling planet, the great teacher Saturn, is drifting through the boundless waters of Pisces. This is perhaps the most significant transit supporting the Fool's message. Saturn, the lord of structure, is learning to dissolve boundaries in Pisces, trading rigid rules for intuitive flow and faith. This is the universe giving you cosmic permission to let go, to trust the process, and to build your future on a foundation of dreams and compassion, not just concrete and steel. Pluto in Aquarius continues its long-term transformation of your resources and values, while Uranus in Gemini sparks sudden insights in your daily routines. Today, a spontaneous idea or conversation could be the very catalyst that prompts you to take that first exhilarating step off the proverbial cliff, trusting that you will not fall, but fly. In your professional life, the Fool encourages a beginner's mind. Instead of relying on the tried and true methods that have brought you success, you are invited to ask, what if I knew nothing? What if this was my first day? This perspective can unlock astonishing innovation. It's the perfect day to brainstorm on a project without judgment, to pitch the crazy idea that you've been self-censoring, or to volunteer for a task outside your usual expertise. Financially, this energy cautions against reckless spending, but champions calculated risks based on intuition. It could be a small investment in a course that sparks your passion, or backing a creative project you believe in. Think of it as planting seeds for a future you can't yet fully see, but can deeply feel. Your Capricorn pragmatism, softened by Saturn in Pisces, will help you discern between a foolish gamble and an inspired leap of faith. The goal is not to abandon your ambition, but to infuse it with a sense of wonder and play, which can ultimately lead to more fulfilling and sustainable success. When it comes to matters of the heart, the Fool's energy is a breath of fresh air. If you are in a relationship, this is a day to break the routine. Forget the scheduled date night and do something completely spontaneous. Drive to a place you've never been, try a cuisine that intimidates you, or simply spend an afternoon sharing your most outlandish dreams with each other. The Libra moon craves connection, and the Fool provides the spark. This is about rediscovering the person you fell in love with before the roles and responsibilities of partnership set in. It is a chance to see each other with new eyes. For single Capricorns, the directive is clear: release the checklist. That detailed list of required traits for a potential partner is a form of control, and the Fool asks you to surrender it. Be open to connecting with people who don't fit your usual type. Say yes to an invitation you would normally decline. The magic of the Fool lies in the unexpected encounter, the connection that makes no logical sense but feels profoundly right. It is about being so present and open to the moment that you allow the universe to surprise you. Your well-being today is intrinsically linked to releasing control and embracing physical freedom. The Fool is a traveler, light on his feet. Your body may be craving a break from rigid workout schedules or repetitive routines. Try a new form of movement purely for the joy of it. A dance class, a long hike on an unfamiliar trail, or even just putting on music and moving freely in your living room. This isn't about burning calories or hitting a personal best. It's about reconnecting with the simple, primal joy of being in a body. The Saturn and Pisces influence also makes this an excellent day for practices that quiet the analytical mind and engage the spirit, such as meditation, breathwork, or dream journaling. Pay attention to the messages that surface when you allow your mind to wander. Your intuition is your most reliable compass today, guiding you toward what your soul truly needs to feel whole, healthy, and free. Ultimately, today is a powerful lesson in trust, Capricorn. Your greatest gift is your ability to build enduring structures in the world, to climb mountains with unmatched determination. The Fool does not ask you to abandon your mountain. Instead, he whispers that there are hidden, more joyful paths to the summit, paths that are revealed only when you are willing to take a step without knowing exactly where your foot will land. This is the integration of faith and works, of divine inspiration and disciplined action. You are being asked to hold your ambitious vision in one hand and a healthy dose of "we'll see" in the other. This balance is where your true power lies. The journey of 1,000 miles begins not with a map, but with a single, courageous, and beautifully uncertain step into the great wide open. So where in your meticulously planned life is there a small space for a little bit of beautiful, unstructured chaos? What is one foolish passion project or intuitive inkling you've been putting on the back burner, waiting for the right time? I invite you to share in the comments what tiny leap of faith you're willing to take today. As you step into this new potential, let the numbers 4, 11, 23, 38, 45, and 57 serve as gentle reminders of the hidden order within seeming randomness. Embrace the energy of sky blue as your color for the day. It is the color of the vast, open expanse above the Fool, representing limitless possibility, clarity of thought, and the calm faith required to take your inspired leap into the unknown. Aquarius, today the cosmos presents you with a card that feels both deeply familiar and profoundly challenging, the Hanged Man. This is not a card of punishment or restriction, but rather a sacred invitation to a voluntary pause, a cosmic intermission in the grand production of your life. Imagine the world turning upside down, not in chaos, but to grant you a perspective so radically new that it rewrites everything you thought you knew. For you, the forward-thinking innovator of the Zodiac, this energy is the quiet incubator of your next great breakthrough. The Hanged Man symbolizes surrender, not in defeat, but as a strategic release of control. It's the moment you stop trying to force the river to bend to your will and instead learn the wisdom of its current. Your very nature is to deconstruct systems and envision new ones, and this card provides the necessary stillness to see the blueprints of the universe in a way that constant motion cannot reveal. It asks you to hang suspended between your past self and your future potential, absorbing insight not through action, but through profound, contemplative being. The celestial energies of the day create a complex and dynamic stage for this introspective drama to unfold. The sun blazes through Sagittarius, urging you toward expansion, truth-seeking, and grand adventures of the mind. This can feel like a direct conflict with the Hanged Man's call for stillness. You may feel a pull between wanting to broadcast your philosophical discoveries and the quiet mandate to simply absorb them first. This tension is your teacher. It asks, can you find the greatest adventure of all within the landscape of your own consciousness? Meanwhile, a proud and performative moon in Leo shines a spotlight on your inner world, potentially making this quiet suspension feel uncomfortable. The Leo moon craves applause and recognition, while the Hanged Man finds enlightenment in anonymity. This is a call to disentangle your self-worth from external validation and find a deeper, more resilient source of confidence within. Your ruling planet, the revolutionary Uranus, currently electrifies Gemini, the sign of information and communication. This is a spectacular alignment for your Hanged Man journey, promising that your period of surrender will culminate in a sudden, brilliant eureka moment. An unexpected conversation, a line in a book, or a random thought will connect disparate ideas, unlocking the very problem you've been trying to solve through sheer force. Adding to this potent mix is the long, deep transit of Pluto in your own sign, a generational force of transformation. The Hanged Man's appearance now is no accident. It is a crucial checkpoint in your personal evolution, demanding you pause and reassess the fundamental structures of your identity before you continue rebuilding yourself from the ground up. Saturn's presence in Pisces provides the spiritual discipline needed for this work, offering a container for your surrender so that you do not simply drift, but float with divine purpose. This is structured letting go, the sacred geometry of surrender. In your professional life, this energy demands a radical shift in your definition of productivity. Your Aquarian mind is always 10 steps ahead, architecting the future. Today, however, true progress is found in stepping back from the blueprint. If you are hitting a wall on a project or feeling frustrated with a lack of forward momentum, the Hanged Man is your guide. Stop pushing. Stop brainstorming with force. Instead, release the problem entirely. Go for a walk, work on a completely unrelated task, or simply stare out the window. By relinquishing your conscious grip, you allow your powerful subconscious and the Uranian insight to do the work for you. The solution will not be found by looking harder at the problem, but by looking at it from an entirely new vantage point, perhaps even upside down. Financially, this is a day for review, not for risky ventures. Suspend major decisions. Look at your budget not as a list of constraints, but as a map of your values. Where is your energy, in the form of money, actually flowing? The perspective shift here might reveal that your spending habits are not aligned with the future you are trying to build. This is a day for financial meditation, not financial action. When it comes to matters of the heart, the Hanged Man asks you to surrender your expectations and your need to control the narrative. If you are in a partnership, a recurring disagreement may be reaching a stalemate. The temptation is to argue your point with more logic, more evidence. The Hanged Man's wisdom is to do the opposite. Stop talking and truly listen. Suspend your own perspective for a moment and try to inhabit your partner's reality completely. This act of empathetic surrender can dissolve conflict in ways that no debate ever could. It's about letting go of being right in order to be in connection. For the single Aquarius, this card is a powerful directive to release your rigid checklist of ideal traits or your attachment to a specific outcome. You might be so focused on finding the one that you are missing the profound connections available to you in the present moment. Let go of the hunt. Suspend the apps. Invest that energy back into yourself, into your own passions and curiosities. By becoming whole and fulfilled on your own, you change your energetic frequency, attracting relationships that mirror your newfound completeness rather than ones meant to fill a perceived void. Your health and well-being today are intrinsically linked to the act of release. The Hanged Man's posture, suspended by one foot, speaks to the power of inversions to shift both physical and energetic flows. Practices like yoga's downward-facing dog, shoulder stands, or even just safely lying with your legs up the wall can offer a literal change of perspective, calming the nervous system and improving circulation. Mentally, the greatest wellness practice is to let go of a persistent looping thought that has held you captive. Acknowledge it, thank it for trying to protect you, and then visualize it floating away. This is not about fighting your thoughts, but about surrendering the struggle. Consider activities that induce a state of flow and suspension, like swimming, floating in a sensory deprivation tank, or losing yourself in a piece of music. These practices quiet the analytical mind and allow for a deeper, more intuitive state of being to emerge, which is profoundly healing for your often overstimulated intellect. Ultimately, this day is a profound gift, a pocket of stillness in a universe of constant motion. You are not stuck. You are in a sacred chrysalis. The universe has not forgotten you. It has pulled you aside for a private lesson. Every planetary energy, from Saturn's spiritual structure to your ruler Uranus's promise of breakthrough, is conspiring to make this pause one of the most productive and transformative experiences of your year. The world will still be there when you are ready to re-engage, but you will be different. You will return to it with a clarity that cannot be forced, a wisdom that cannot be rushed, and an innovative solution that could only be born in the fertile void of surrender. Embrace the suspension, Aquarius. Your next great revolution begins not with a bang, but with a breath. What single belief are you willing to suspend for the next 24 hours, just to see what new truth might take its place? Consider this your personal experiment in consciousness, and feel free to share what you discover in the comments below. Your journey through this suspended moment is illuminated by a unique energetic signature. The numbers that resonate with today's insightful energy are 7, 12, 19, 24, 33, and 46, each a marker on a path of quiet discovery. The color of the day is deep teal, a rich blend of blue's intuitive depth and green's connection to life and renewal. This color represents the profound wisdom found when you submerge your intellect into the healing waters of your emotional and spiritual self, emerging refreshed and with a clearer vision of the world. Pisces, the universe presents you today with a card of profound clarity and consequence. Justice. This isn't the cold, punitive judgment you might fear, but rather a universal call for equilibrium, a cosmic rebalancing of the scales. For a soul like yours, accustomed to swimming in the vast, blurry oceans of emotion and intuition, justice arrives like a perfectly clear, still day, where every reflection on the water's surface is crisp and true. The card depicts a figure holding the scales of balance in one hand and a double-edged sword of truth in the other. This imagery speaks directly to your current path. It asks you to weigh your feelings against facts, your dreams against reality, and your compassion for others against the necessity of self-preservation. The sword isn't for attack, it's a tool for discernment, for cutting through illusion and ambiguity to reach a core truth. Today, the energy of justice invites you to become a clear channel, to see cause and effect with an almost supernatural precision, and to understand that every action, thought, and word contributes to the harmony or discord of your life. This is a day for impeccable honesty, first and foremost with yourself. The celestial orchestra plays a score that perfectly harmonizes with this theme of truth and balance. The Sun and Mercury are both journeying through Sagittarius, the sign of the archer, forever aiming its arrow toward higher wisdom and unvarnished truth. This potent alignment illuminates your desire for meaning and floods your mind with a need for honest, expansive communication. You can no longer be content with half-truths or polite evasions. This energy, amplified by the Justice card, compels you to speak what is real for you, not from a place of aggression, but from a deep philosophical need to align your inner world with your outer expression. Meanwhile, the moon in detail-oriented Virgo provides the grounding force necessary to apply these grand truths to your daily life. This isn't just about abstract principles. It's about seeing how justice and balance play out in your routines, your health habits, and your work processes. This Virgo moon asks, where are the small leaks of energy? Where is the give and take inequitable in your day-to-day existence? Adding a layer of intense complexity is Venus, currently submerged in the deep waters of Scorpio. In your relationships, this means justice is not about a superficial tit-for-tat, but about profound soul-level accounting. It's about unearthing hidden dynamics, unspoken contracts, and power imbalances. True fairness in love under this sky requires radical vulnerability and the courage to look into the shadows together. Mars in nurturing Cancer brings your actions back to the emotional realm, creating a fascinating tension. Your drive is to protect and care for others, but justice reminds you that true care sometimes involves making a tough, clear decision that establishes a healthy boundary. Your ruling planet, Neptune, remains in your own sign, continuing its long, dreamy transit. This enhances your psychic sensitivity, but today, justice's sword is needed to distinguish genuine intuition from wishful thinking or emotional fog. The challenge is to use your Neptunian empathy to understand the full context of a situation, and then use the clear-eyed logic of justice to act upon it. This is the ultimate spiritual final exam, to hold boundless compassion and razor-sharp clarity in the same hand. In your professional and financial life, this alignment is a powerful catalyst for course correction. The Sagittarian fire encourages you to think bigger about your career path and your worth, while the Virgo moon demands you scrutinize the details. This is an impeccable day to review contracts, renegotiate your salary, or balance your budget with meticulous care. The scales of justice are asking you to look honestly at your work-life equation. Are you being compensated fairly, not just in money, but in time, energy, and respect? If you've been overgiving, working late without recognition, or allowing professional boundaries to blur, today is the day to gently but firmly restore equilibrium. For those seeking new opportunities, be crystal clear about your terms and what you bring to the table. Don't undersell your Piscean gifts of creativity and empathy. Frame them as valuable, tangible assets. In financial matters, avoid impulsive decisions. Justice rewards thoughtful, informed choices. Pay off a debt, create a structured savings plan, or invest in something that has long-term, stable value. This is about establishing a foundation of financial integrity that will support your dreams for years to come. When it comes to matters of the heart, the energy is both potent and demanding. For those in a partnership, the combination of justice and Venus in Scorpio calls for a state of the union conversation. This isn't about blame, but about a mutual, honest assessment of your shared life. Are you both contributing equally to the emotional, practical, and spiritual well-being of the relationship? Are resentments being quietly held? The sword of truth can gently cut through these tensions, allowing for a new, more authentic balance to be found. It's a day for making clear agreements and promises you both intend to keep. If a significant decision needs to be made, the universe supports a choice that is fair to both parties. For the single Pisces, justice is your advocate, reminding you to raise your standards. It's time to release karmic patterns of attracting partners who need saving or who don't reciprocate your immense capacity for love. The work now is to become whole and balanced within yourself, so you attract an equal. Ask yourself, what is my non-negotiable truth in a relationship? Write it down. By defining the laws of your own heart, you create the conditions for a love that is just, reciprocal, and deeply fulfilling. Your health and well-being are a direct reflection of the balance in your life, and today, this connection is undeniable. The Virgo moon shines a spotlight on your physical body and daily habits. Justice asks for moderation and equilibrium in all things. If you have been pushing yourself too hard, your body will demand rest. If you have been sedentary, it will crave movement. Think of your body as a set of scales. Are you balancing activity with rest, nutritious food with occasional indulgence, social time with solitude? Practices that cultivate symmetry and balance are especially potent now. Think of yoga, with its emphasis on balancing poses, or Tai Chi. Even a simple practice of stretching both sides of your body equally can be a powerful ritual. Mentally, the sword of truth can help you cut through anxious thought loops or self-deception. Journaling is a powerful tool today. Write down a problem and then list the facts on one side and your feelings on the other. Seeing it in black and white can help you find a balanced perspective and a clear path forward. Ultimately, this day is a gift of realignment. The universe is not judging you, it is lovingly guiding you back to your center. Justice, for a Pisces, is the anchor that keeps your beautiful ship of dreams from drifting aimlessly into the fog. It provides the structure within which your creativity can flourish and your compassion can be most effective. It is the understanding that true harmony isn't a passive state. It is an active, ongoing practice of making conscious, fair, and truthful choices. You're learning that clarity does not diminish your magic, it focuses it. By embracing the principles of cause and effect, you step into your power as a conscious creator of your reality, capable of building a life that is not only beautiful and imaginative, but also fair, sound, and true. What one relationship in your life, whether with a person, your job, or even yourself, is calling out for a more honest and equitable balance? Before you go to sleep tonight, identify a single, small action you can take tomorrow to begin tipping the scales back toward harmony. We invite you to share your reflections on this process in the comments below, creating a space of collective clarity. As you move through the currents of this day, allow yourself to be enveloped by the grounding and impartial energy of slate gray, a color that represents neutrality, stability, and the wisdom found in seeing all sides of a situation without bias. Your path is further illuminated by the numbers 4, 11, 23, 30, 45, and 51, each a marker on your journey toward impeccable balance and truth.